Okay, so it's the third type of knowledge that we're really interested in. Propositional knowledge or factual knowledge. Knowledge that something is the case. So there's a few key words that's worth bringing out. For obviously, to have knowledge that, you do need to have a belief. So a belief is a mental phenomena that we have in our mind. It's something that we hold in our mind, either in our memory or pulled directly to the front of our mind. We believe something. So a belief is required for us to have knowledge. Also, a proposition is a statement which says something about the world, something that's got some kind of true or falsity attached. So propositional knowledge obviously requires some kind of belief in the head, and it requires a statement that we can say, well, that's true or not. It's and then, well, what is a fact? A fact is something that is the case in the world, something that that is true or false. And truth is actually a very difficult idea. You can write books or read books on what is truth, and philosophers will argue about the nature of truth until the cows come home. And so truth is a difficult concept, a difficult idea, so we do need to be aware of that. But obviously, for our sense of something that is the case in the real world, rather than something not being the case, is one way to go. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you now have read page 4 and 5, and as you move on to page 5, you'll come into the third activity, and this is a bit now an exploration of when we're talking about propositional knowledge that, how certain can we be when we say we know things. So I'd like you to attempt activity 3 next. And in this, again, you've got a series of, I think, about 10 different or 8 different sentences. And then for each of the sentence, I'd like you to think about, would you agree that you know them? Like, do you know all of them? And then ask the question, but how can you really know? So there's, I know that, but then do you really know that? Can you, how certain can you be? And then just as an activity for each one, can you try to think of a case where you could be mistaken? So, and what we're doing in this activity, we're taking a range of different potential statements about the real world, a range of potential propositions, and we're reflecting on, well, do we know them? If yes, well, how certain are we? Is it possible to doubt them? And you see where this is going. This is very much in line with what we've learned about Descartes and his doubting program. So by all means, draw on what you've learned about Descartes in order to inform your discussion on these things. So, okay, so so the sentences A to G, please now, can you read them and reflect on the questions? And are there, are there differences in the last few questions, E, F, and G? Are they a different type of knowledge based on the fact it is so much harder to doubt them?